Welcome to my vlog number 4. We are now in Krakow. Krakow? I don't know. The locals spell it with the C. We spell it with K. I really don't know. But anyway, so we're there now, which is a little bit of a change from Warsaw. So lately we've been doing kind of a lot of different, like a mixture of things. We got to talk to Arthur's grandpa, which is so cool. Yeah, he was a survivor, as you know, so that was a really eye-opening experience, and like he really just solidified like a lot. I don't know, it was just really cool to hear the story like right from a survivor. So that was super cool and eye-opening. We've been to the Jewish ghetto here. We took a train to Krakow, which was awesome. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm got like a cough going on. It's really cold. As you probably know too. Anyway, yeah, you're probably sick too. I don't know. Anyway, we're all a little sick. So we've been doing a lot. But kind of what we've been mostly focusing on these last couple of days is like taking pictures at trauma sites and like specifically taking selfies, like self-portraits. So that is something that I've honestly had personal experience. Shocker, huh? Look at me. Anyway, so yeah, so when I was in high school, I'll tell you a little story. When I was in high school, I had the opportunity to go to Tennessee with my choir, and we visited Graceland. So, you know, Elvis's home, where he lives. So, and at Graceland, they have grave sites. It's like a grave site. I don't know if it's actually where he's buried, but it looks like it. So they have a tombstone for his mom, and then him, and then another one of his family members. Maybe his wife. I don't know. He had a couple. I don't know. So anyway, moral of the story. I definitely took a selfie with the picture. I can email it to you, or a selfie with the grave, So that was not okay of me. I don't think, like, during it was like we were all high school students, like, which isn't a justification, but we were all just like, well, yeah, like selfie with Elvis's grave, selfie. We really weren't thinking about that this is like a place of like remembrance and honor, and like it's not necessarily a place of like trauma. So it's, you know, it wasn't an Auschwitz, and it's not a 9/11 memorial, but you know, it is a place that like is sacred for a lot of people. So looking back at that selfie now, I'm just kind of like, why would I do that? I really just was not thinking, like, that thought never passed my mind that it could be considered inappropriate or, you know, like like totally frowned upon. So, oh, and the worst part of that story is I posted it on Twitter. Yeah, I go selfie with Elvis's grave, exclamation point. I soon after deleted it because I started to feel weird about it. I didn't like it. So, you know, I do have some experience with that. So I know Cam in class today, he talked a lot about like how he doesn't have a problem with the picture itself, but he has a problem when people post it. Because, I mean, he's, like, you know, like, there's a valid point. When you post things on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, like, you're posting to get likes on it. Like, you want people to see it. You want people to hit that button and to get a reaction from people from it. And that's kind of where I kind of find it to be a little bit, you know, like, the line to me. In this awesome reading, we had some articles that we read, and then we had, another longer article on the course reading packet that was, you know, specifically about like romantic Auschwitz, about like pictures, like selfies, specifically in Auschwitz, and we are going to visit Auschwitz tomorrow, so that'll be really interesting to see how one captures it. I definitely do not plan on taking selfies there. I don't know, that just seems completely bizarre to me. Like, I understand if in the context, like with the girl who was smiling at or took a picture because of her dad and the history, the remembrance that she wanted to get from it. I understand that, that kind of side of it, but I don't know, I think there is a fine line that needs to be crossed there. So really, like, and then in the piece, too, that we read, they talked about humor, like how people maybe, like, add humor into death, like that's how they, like, celebrate, like, that life goes on and that there's still hope and stuff. So, like, when death becomes entertaining, it becomes less threatening. I don't really know if I necessarily agree with that. Because I know, like, Americans, or not Americans, but people around the world are scared of death. Like, death is something that people are scared of. It's like, aside from public speaking, it's like one of the number one fears, I'm pretty sure. But I don't necessarily agree with that point that they made in there. I don't know really why I don't agree with that, but I mean, I guess I use humor for a lot of things, but when it comes to death, I don't know. That's a fine line. I've never lost anybody close to me, or, like, lost anything where I couldn't get it back. So I think that's why I kind of want to look into that more. That's really, really interesting to me. But really, I think back to the taking pictures at Auschwitz point. Photographs, they document, but they're not necessarily like engaging your heart. So when I go to Auschwitz tomorrow, I really plan on, I'm not going to bring my big camera. I'm going to have my phone with me so that way I can take some pictures. Because my phone takes just as good as pictures as my camera does. So I am going to bring my camera, but I think this time going to Auschwitz, I don't know, after watching Schindler's List today, I've had a pretty emotional connection to this. I've always been very interested in the Holocaust. It's always been something that I've always, just like wanted to learn more about. So I think going here is going to be more of like an experience to me that I want to feel. I want to feel it. I definitely do want to take some pictures because that's a part of me too. I like to, have my experiences there, but I don't connect that way quite as much as other people might. So I think this time, maybe if I ever were to go back to Auschwitz, I would take a lot more pictures, but I think this time I just want to experience it. So I definitely will not be taking any selfies. I'm going to be on the watch for that, though, a little bit, because that is just mind-boggling to me. Even at the 9/11 memorial, too, like that, I mean, I know it's like a memorial and people were slaughtered there, like, as brutally as the Holocaust, but people did die there. That is a place of remembrance, but, and I know it's a little different because it's, like, a brand new thing, but that still is mind-blowing to me as well. I've been there, and it's not a place for selfies. Actually, I did take a selfie in the mirror of the building. We took, like, a picture passing by, so maybe that counts as one. I don't know. It's kind of weird, but I really want to think about this more. I want to keep reading these articles. I think they're super, super interesting. This is something I would love to study more about. So, but yeah, so anyway, so Auschwitz is tomorrow. Very excited, not excited. Oh gosh, what's a horrible word, but I'm ready to go see it. I think the history that we've gotten has been phenomenal. But anyway, it's 7 minutes, so I've been talking too long. So, okay, well, see you tomorrow. Bye.